Hi, I'm here at the side and I'm putting things closer in this week so you can hopefully see things closer done. And it's going to be the second week of talking about the flesh. So just it's a recap really. So you've got your different colours laid out on the palette from the lighter to the darker. There you see white there first, yellow, yellow, yellow ochre, red, brown and black. So it's going from light to dark, and then you mix up in this middle section here. So there's the face. I've got a mirror on this side and a photograph on this side. So I'm going to do a little bit more this week. And I haven't touched it since last week, so let's see what's going on. And you can use a cloth or something as well for wiping. I've got this bandana, old one, that I use. So it's, you know, it's dried out since last week, obviously. Can you see that okay? So a lot of people say they can't see from the angles that I do it at, so I'm trying my best. I'm kind of squunged in here. So you know, somebody showed me a mixture of colour he'd done for his face and said, is that okay? And I said, you know, it's never really okay. It's always trial and error. So you keep fixing it bit by bit by bit. You don't mix up a paste here in the middle of one colour and smear it all over your face like you're putting peanut butter over the cracks. If you do that, it always is going to look crap. You do this so that it kind of blends in and you eventually get a face. Look at, I'm lightening that guy up here. You eventually get a face that has got different tones in it. Because the face is not just one colour. It's different tones. And you can see I'm kind of sharpening up what was there last week. What was there last week was kind of okay, but messy. It was a real haphazard kind of thing. So I'm putting some more red on the cheek. Now this is a refresher, you know, so a lot of the things I actually talked about last week I talk about again this week. So we're going in there. And can you see I'm going in at the side here of the face? I'm going to put a little bit of brown in with that. Deepen the shadow at the side of the nose. And here, I hope you can all see this okay and it makes some sort of sense, because you're basically refining it, you know, it's refining what was there last week, which was done in 15 minutes. So inevitably it was a bit crude. That's it. Someone else asked me, how do I know when a painting's done? It's one of those impossible questions. You just know. It kind of reaches a point where you just say, there's no more I can do. I'm saturated with it. And if it doesn't work now, it's never going to work. Now look how I'm blending those in together. Now you see it's starting to kind of shape properly. Now underneath the nose here it looks horrible, so I'm going to fix it. Now a lot of you will be going through what I'm going through, which is, oh my God, it looks horrible, it looks horrible. Your mind will keep repeating that over and over again. Oh, it looks horrible, it looks horrible, it looks horrible. That's okay. You know, that's what the mind does. It's really, you know, quite a critical thing, you know, the human mind. It's always criticizing other people, and if it's not criticizing other people, then it's criticizing yourself. And sometimes some of you might wonder if it's your friend or your enemy, and that is normal. That's what people go through. The critical mind always causing you trouble. So it's your job to learn how to use your mind rather than have your mind using you. Now that sounds easy, but it does take a long time. So here we go now. I'm going to use this around the mouth. Down here around the chin. You see, and you can see it's done in sections. You see how they... And then another brush comes in and blends in those sections of different shades. Like I said, the face is not one colour. Whatever colour you define yourself as being, once you get into actually painting a face, you find out that no face is one colour. It's lots of different shades. You know, everyone's got blood under their skin, so that's going to affect it. There'll be redder parts. I mean, look at me, I've got these kind of red nose here. You know? So there'll be different things affected by different parts of the living, breathing human body. So I'm going to do that a little bit darker under the lips. So I've been on this now for 5 minutes. And you know, really what's being done is sharpening up the basics that were very quickly thrown down last week. And you're kind of refining it, making it neater, more like a face. Now, I was never too fond of these lips, so I'm going to try and fix them up a little bit. Now you'll find this, there'll be parts of the painting that are working and parts that are just, oh God, you know, you think, what's wrong with it? And, you know, that's it. That's painting. You know, it's a lot of trial and error. Fixing and manipulating paint until eventually you get something that's as good as you can get. You know, that's you as the artist. And there's always people that will be better than you, and there'll be people that are worse than you. That's the beauty of painting. You probably are thinking, I'm pretty good. You know, I don't feel I'm that. You know, I've got a lot of problems painting, but there are people that are better than me, and there are people that are worse than me. That's cool. That's life. It's trying to be the best all the time that makes you miserable, and it's also thinking that you're the worst all the time. That's what makes you also miserable. It's the two things I talked about earlier. It's the mind, you know, that's the problem maker, shoving all these negative thoughts your way. So use this, you know, if you have got a lot of negative thoughts, use the painting to release yourself from them. You know, eventually, if you keep working with them, they'll stop being so strong. I have negative thoughts, and when I start painting, they slowly, I wouldn't say immediately, but they slowly subside until I start to feel happy. And that's a good thing, you know, that's like self-therapy. That's good. So it's all about being happy. That's why I don't want you to be all stressed during my classes. You'll notice I always say that if you contact me. Don't be stressed. What's the point? We don't want you to be stressed. I don't want you to be. I don't want to make a life into a burden. I would like to make your life into a joy of painting, a joy of happiness, and a joy of tranquility while you're doing it. And that takes a little bit of work. It's not just like taking a pill and you're instantly bozoed. This is real stuff, not fake. So that is, you can see I'm bringing that in a bit there. You know, it's okay. It's not, you know, the more you work on it and the more you keep looking at it, the more it comes out. Now I'm sort of struggling with that nose. I always thought at school that my nose was like super big, and I was self-conscious of it. And you know, I thought, oh my God, the only thing I can do is get a nose job. But you know, just as well I didn't do it, because the nose is the nose. So I'm fixing up the nose. You can see I've got a kind of reddish nose there. I mean, the photograph's easier to see than the mirror on my face, but it's red. So I'm going to put some, I don't want to make it too red like a clown. Yeah. So how many brushes do you use? Well, just use them all. Which brushes do you use? Use whatever brushes are available. Doesn't matter. There's no rules in art. You use the brush that's nearest to you and you make the best out of it. Okay? So there's no rule that you use this brush at that time. Or else art would just be like mathematics. It'd be just another boring subject. I think the beauty of art is that there are no rules. There's enough rules shoved into you everywhere else. Especially nowadays, people are making their own rules and subjecting others to them. As a result, life is an absolute misery for lots of people. They all have anxiety and depression. So we're here to get you away from that. So I'm working away at the nose here. I'm bringing in those side nostrils, and I'm going to put the light on here. See, it's like a kind of medium-sized brush. You'll have this brush in your selection. I'm using the same brushes. So how long have we not that? 10 minutes. close that door because these awful gardening machines. I think they use these machines over here in America because it's a way of expressing their anger at having to do this job. You never hear those machines in Britain. Okay. So I'm using a little bit of brownish with the yellow there on my face. Like I say, I'm only going to do my face here. I mean, you have to do your face. You'll have different shades in your face than me, but it's the same general rules whatever you look like. That's what I love about painting. It equalizes the whole world. We're all the same. Struggling and finding our way. So here I am blending in around this eye here, blending that cheek into that cheek. I think once I got rid of that noise outside, I'm getting more into it. You know, I don't know if your apartment is noisy. If it is, put your headphones on and just like zone out into your music. See a finger again? Blend it in with the finger. Okay. Now these cheeks are kind of reddish, you see, I'm getting those in. And that side of the nose there, I've kind of lost it there, so I'm going to put a little bit of that shadow in here. And then blend. Try your best, you know. And, you know, if you're new to painting, you're not going to have the control that I've got. I mean, you're going to find it will go out of control. But, you know, it's a lot of practice. The more you keep doing it, the more you get used to it. It's like driving a bicycle or riding a bicycle or driving a car or something. You know, you know, or practice, or playing a game, you know, chess or video games. The more you practice it, the more you learn. You know, at the beginning, you're obviously going to be terrible. But the more you practice it, if you get into it, if you don't practice it, you're never going to get any good. But if you practice it and keep practicing it, you will get better and better and better. And some of you are already almost professional. Not all of you, some of you are pretty much raw beginners. But everybody has to start somewhere. Just be okay with where you are. If you're raw beginner, be raw beginner. Don't try to be super genius when you're raw beginner. Be what you are. Because that's the only way you'll grow. Trying to be something that you are not is just going to make you very unhappy. Unhappy with yourself and unhappy with others. And there's a lot of unhappy people around nowadays. And if you doubt what I say, leave your house, go out onto the street and walk around and look at the faces. Now, that's good timing, eh? One ring, that's always a cold call. You know? Someone trying to renew your car. The amazing thing is I have no car and I've never driven a car. I have a bicycle. I'm the original green. I'm the Greta Thunberg before she was invented. So I've never wanted to have cars because they are polluters and troublemakers. So if you're going to do hair, leave it till the end, but I'm doing it quickly in here to kind of fill this in. Smearing it on. Tones of brown and black with me. I don't know what colour your hair is, but you see, I'm just kind of sweeping it in there at the end. The eyebrows. Don't do it each single hair, just go in quickly. Mm-hmm. Put some of this shoulder on here. You know, I've been spending 18 minutes on this so far, so I'm hammering it on quickly, because I'm always aware that, you know, when people are watching these videos, how boring is it? You know, I mean, that's the question. And you know, you can put any background behind it. So I'm just gonna put a dark background so he pops out, you know, but you can put anything. You can put trees or grass or something, you know. I think I'll get rid of that mirror there. Yeah. Now you don't have to do exactly the same as me here. I'm just doing this very, you know, for quickness so that you get a demonstration. You have some more time. You might want to do a Caribbean background. I don't know. Hey, you might want to do the moon. You could do anything you like. You're the artist. You're in control. Remember that. No one else. So I'm just hammering it out very quickly. Rough. And there's, oh God, you see that? There's still a lot wrong with it, but it's been 20 minutes of painting. Put some grey in my hair as I'm turning into an older guy. You see how it keeps going? You know, it's always working in something, bringing something out. I mean, you don't need to make it as smooth as I'm making it. I mean, you could kind of leave brush strokes and things there. I like to smooth them in, you know, and integrate them, but it's up to you. Every artist finds their own way with the brush, and it will give different feels. Yeah, that's a kind of 2 red, you see. So once again, back in. Lighten it up, you see. It's never the end until it's the end. You know, and you can keep changing things. It's not like, you know, school poster paint. It's paint that you can keep working over and over and over in layers and layers and layers until, really, until you're happy. You know, you're the one, this is your painting, you're in control. It's not my painting, it's not the college's painting, it's not your mum's painting, your dad's painting, your girlfriend's, your husband's, your wife's, whatever you've got painting. It is a painting that's for you. And if it comes across as working, then that's good. You know, and it can take time, like I am taking time with it. So I'm going to sharpen up that eye again, which I lost, the brown eye. Now I don't know what colour eyes you got, but mine are brown, so just put a brown circle in there. You need a small brush for this, obviously. And then black for the pupil in the middle. Boom, boom, boom. And always a little bit of white at the, you know, just reflecting off the eye there like that. Okay. I think one eye is bigger than the other. That's okay though. We'll correct that as time goes by. I'm shaping up the eyelids again here because I lost them. And smoothing off the edges. Shape that one up and smooth off the edge. So I'm not going to go on much longer. I mean, that's been 25 minutes of working on this. He's got a missing ear. There's the ear back in again. Just whiff it on. Like I said to you at the when I taught you how to paint ears, look at that. It doesn't matter as long as it's in the right place. No one really notices ears. And this is proving it. But you didn't even think about the ears until I mentioned it just now. Mm-hmm. Yeah, bringing the mouth out a bit. The nostrils have gone. He needs nostrils to breathe from. You see how I'm bringing things back in there a bit? You know, it's just recapturing the painting. You know, you'll lose it in paint, and then you use a thinner brush to draw it back again. Bring it, oh, see, I leaned on that, it's gone on, my fingerprints have gone on it, so I'll get rid of that. And I lost the chin, so I'm bringing it back in again with this light colour, and then just basically fading that in on top of it. Well, trial and error, that's all I can say. That's the way you'll get to it at the end. Build up the build then head. Yeah. But the eyes is not right, so I'm going to have to work on those. But you'll know, I mean, and if you're ever wondering with a painting while you're doing it, what's wrong with it, take a mirror and then look at the painting. I don't know how to explain this, but look at it, put the mirror up and then look at the painting in the mirror so the painting is reversed. Does that make sense? So you're holding the mirror in front of the painting so the face will go to the other way, so the left eye will go to the right eye. You know, everything in a mirror is reversed, so do that, try that, and everything that's really bad about the painting will jump out. It'll become obvious when you see it reversed in the mirror's reflection. Okay, so just take that and then look at it, hold it in front of the painting. I'm trying to do this also close up, but just hold it there so that, there's my face. So you see the face of the mirror. If that was the mirror there, that would be, if that was the painting there, that would be it reversed. So it's my face, in fact. So you'll see what's wrong with it. It'll jump out at you. In other words, it'll be obvious. So I could get into this now. I'm starting to get into it because I got the feeling the way I want to do it with kind of broader brush strokes and some bits that look really tight and then some bits that look really swirly, so that it captures that kind of sense of life. A painting is about life. A photograph is about one moment in time. And off it goes. But a painting remains for eternity. Just try setting up a museum with only photographs and see how many visitors you get. Not as many as a museum with paintings, I can tell you that. The reason? Paintings speak deeper. Photographs are interesting, nice, but they do not ever go as deep as painting. Because it's obvious. I mean, look how I'm going at this with you just now. Okay, we'll hold it there. That's over 30 minutes. So that's it. Building it up a bit more this week. You can see I've done a quick background there and I brought out the face a bit more. Obviously, there's still more and more you can do if you want. It's up to you. Put as much as you, as the artist, feel like putting into it. And I was going to do another thing today, but I'll do it on a separate little video where I talk about the postcards that I've mailed to all of you for the midterms. They're not really midterms as we understand it, but they're postcards with they're postcards with, there we are, they're postcards with things are falling. They're postcards with little things I've put in with stamps, and you draw on them, and you don't have to pay anything. It's got my address on it and I've stamped it with a stamp, and you mail it to me once you do the drawing after you follow the instructions. So I will tell you all about that. Well, I might as well do it now. So you'll get this envelope. It's got your address on the front of it. It'll have a piece of paper which is this, which has got instructions. Hello students, draw anything that has got no real attachments, you know, just any object that's, the more boring the better in a way, you know, so don't do things that are kind of like copies of cartoons from your anime comics or from television, TV cartoons. Do things that are just like, you know, something like that. Something really with no words in it or anything, so that your mind is empty. The idea of this is to empty your mind so that you're able just to roll along, you know, no straining, relaxed but alert. Give your complete attention to the object, every detail of it. So you're really letting yourself go Not into your thoughts and what you like and all that stuff, but just into the real world outside you, you know, and just exploring it. Can you take the thinking out of perceiving? In other words, can you just let yourself go from all that thinking for some time and let yourself be there with what you're looking at? Just be there with it, not all with this noise inside your head of words, yama, 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 all the time. Just be with the object. And can you look and draw without the voice in your head commenting? That's the purpose of this exercise. So you'll have a postcard like this. It's going to come and it's got my details on the back, the stamp and the address. And this is the bit here with the gold around it. You do your drawing on that and then take this and put it in the mailbox, United States Parcel Service, and when I get it, I'll put them all up on a wall and we'll look at them, and that'll be part of your, what you call midterms, but it's going to, by the time it arrives to me in this house, it's going to be long after midterms. So that's it, okay? And if that doesn't arrive by, say, the 11th or around that time of November, then contact me and send me your address again and I'll send it to your home. So that's it for this week. There we are. Working again on the face, doing your best as you can, and I'm just doing these really quickly and just experimenting, you know, enjoying it as best as you can. And you do that and send it to me. And I'm very, very pleased to text or talk to anybody any time of the day, all week, 24/7, virtually. Okay, bye for now. Take care, everyone.